Joining me now, Rick Van Nieuwenhuyse, the president and CEO at Contango Ore. We did this a year ago. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
And lots to talk about. You said this is going to be a big year for the company. You are getting toward production for the high-grade Manh Choh joint venture with Kinross. So get us up to speed, if you could, on what's happening.
Yeah, so I think the last time we spoke a year ago here, I think we just received our permits, final permitting from both the federal and the state governments. So we've now moved on to construction, and we actually officially opened the mine in July, mining operation. We started stockpiling ore at Manh Choh itself. And then in November, with the arrival of the trucks and trailers, we started transporting ore from the Manh Choh stockpile up to the Fairbanks Fort Knox facility in the stockpile up there. So currently we're operating about 16 trucks a day and 24/7 operation, building the stockpile at Fort Knox. We're ahead of schedule. The official schedule had us starting production in July of this year. I think we're ahead of schedule, so maybe a bit before that we start production and cash flow.
All right, very exciting. Now, in terms of financing, you arranged a $70 million loan through ING and Macquarie. You also did a $30 million share sale. So how would you describe the competitive environment and the demand to be involved with Contango?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a tough market, especially for equity. There's definitely more availability of debt if you've got a good quality project. We have a good quality project. We have a known operator in Kinross. Fort Knox has been operating for 30 years, so there's not a lot of risk left there. So for debt financing, I think it was easier than the equity, I'll say. And we got a good banking relationship with Ore and ING. They know the industry. They know the deposit well. They did a lot of due diligence. So that's a nice cushion to have, if you will. But it did require, a requirement of the debt facility was to raise the equity. Banks always want you to spend your money first. So
right.
So that was the tougher piece for sure. We got it done in July and at $19, and now we're below $19 as our share price is floating around 16. So we're off that equity raise. But it was last year was an interesting year because we were also included in the Russell 3000.
Okay.
So, we're a U.S. company, U.S. listed company. So that was a great recognition to be included in the Russell 3000, the top 3,000 publicly traded companies in the United States. It's a nice group to belong to.
For sure.
But the Russell also is an index, so it goes up and down as well. So,
yeah.
One thing it did bring was much increased liquidity to the stock. People who would try to buy Contango, a couple of years ago, would always struggle with our liquidity. Now we have great liquidity.
What's the average volume daily?
I think we're trading, on a low day, sort of 10,000 shares.
Okay.
Up to 50,000 shares.
All right.
So.
Very good. Now back to the project, Lucky Shot. You've restarted drilling there. You're focused on the Coleman segment. You're going to do some underground drilling at Lucky Shot as well. So a brief update there, if you could, and expectations as to, what you're finding.
Yeah, so Lucky Shot is, I call it wash, rinse, repeat at Manh Choh. It's good grade. It's it's historically produced 250,000 ounces at over an ounce per ton grades. We're targeting. We've already analyzed about 100,000 ounces at about half ounce per ton, so 15 grams. And the same idea was mine it, get it in a box and transfer it up to the Fort Knox mill for processing. A lot of work to do between now and the next 2 years to get that accomplished. I want to outline 300,000-400,000 ounces, get maybe 5-10 years of resource ahead of us, and we're already fully permitted, so we can, if we define the resource and define a mine plan to mine that resource economically, again, without building a mill and a tailings facility, we just take advantage of the excess capacity at the Fort Knox pit. That's the plan. Give us 2 years to get the drilling done and get the mine plan put together. I've already had the discussion with the railroad. We don't have an agreement with Fort Knox, Kinross yet, but they know what we're doing, and they're very keen to see that mill at Fort Knox stay busy.
And lastly, we're concerned with the investment case for Contango Ore. Not a lot of companies here or elsewhere in the segment can say, hey, we're going to be in production in a few months' time and cash flowing. So is that really the key differentiator, do you think, for you right now?
Yeah, I think the expected cash flow out of Manh Choh here, in the next quarter or quarter after that, it is very much eminent. There's very low risk left in that part of the process. Building on what we've done with Lucky Shot just adds more ounces of production in the next couple of years. And with that cash flow, I think we can take advantage of the Lassonde curve, which is that period of time for your typical exploration junior company. After they've made the discovery, the first 10, 20, 30 holes but you focus on the better grade stuff. Well, the reality hits after that, and you have to do your infill drilling and your continuity,
right,
metallurgy and geotech and hydrology. All that stuff, one, is boring to the market.
Yeah.
Two, costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And three, in this market, is tough. And it used to take 2 or 3 years to do that stuff. Now it takes 10 years to do that, including permitting and construction. So, those have been that valley of death, or has been referred to the valley of death, or the killing fields.
Yeah.
We think there'll be lots of opportunity for companies like ourselves that are generating cash flow to take advantage of that and build our brand and build our leverage to gold.
Right. So the smart early money is out. You've gone down the curve, and now you're ready to go up. Yep.
And you need to, we don't need to. We can do that with our cash flow, not with further diluting the company.
Right.
The market always punishes you when when the market knows you need money.
Yeah.
So, if we're generating good cash flow, we can acquire things and advance them without further dilution.
All right, great stuff. Exciting things happening at the Contango Ore. Thanks, Rick.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks. Good to see you again.
You too. Absolutely. Rick van Nieuwenhuyse, he is the president and CEO at Contango Ore.